Imagine this: you are currently experiencing a moment that technically does not exist. How is that possible? Well, let's dive into the concept of time. Time, as we understand it, is essentially a human construct. We created seconds, minutes, hours, days, and years to measure our existence, to structure our lives. But these measurements are human-made, not universal truths. Now let's take a leap of faith here. What if I told you that the past, present, and future all exist simultaneously? Sounds like a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? But this isn't just a plot twist from a Hollywood blockbuster. This is a theory, a view of time that is supported by some of the greatest minds of our age, including Albert Einstein. Einstein's theories of relativity suggest that time is not as constant as everyday life would suggest. Instead, it is just another dimension, a part of the four-dimensional continuum known as space-time. In this framework, all events that have happened, are happening, and will happen are just different points in this continuum. They exist simultaneously, just in different locations in space-time. This perception of time is a significant departure from our everyday experience. We perceive time as linear, flowing from the past to the future. But if we accept the notion of space-time, then our perception is just that. A perception, not reality. Why do we perceive time this way? Quite simply because our brains are wired to. It's a survival mechanism. We remember the past so we can learn from it. We anticipate the future so we can prepare for it. But this doesn't mean that this is how time actually works, it's just how we experience it. And here's where things get really interesting. If time is an illusion, a construct of our brains, then is it possible that the future, in some sense, has already happened? Is our perception of the future just a limitation of our understanding, a result of our brain's need to perceive time linearly? So if time is an illusion, could it be possible that the future has already happened? Now, if the future has already occurred, then theoretically time travel should be possible, right? Well, if we dig into the principles of quantum physics, we might find some fascinating insights. Quantum physics, the science that describes the strange behavior of the smallest particles in the universe, could potentially hold the key to time travel. One of the most intriguing principles of quantum physics is the concept of superposition. This principle describes a quantum system existing in multiple states at the same time until it's observed. It's like having a coin that simultaneously heads and tails until you look at it. Now apply this concept to time. If time can be in a superposition, then it could exist in multiple states simultaneously, just like the quantum particles. This means that every moment could be a superposition of an infinite number of futures, all existing at the same time until one is observed, or in other words, until it occurs. This concept of quantum superposition could potentially imply the existence of multiple futures, and if multiple futures are possible, then the future, in a certain sense, has already happened. It's just waiting in superposition until it's observed, much like the coin waiting to reveal whether it's heads or tails. But here's where things get even more mind-bending. If multiple futures exist simultaneously, then time travel might not just be a journey forwards or backwards, it could also involve moving sideways into different versions of the future. Yet this raises a big question. If there are multiple versions of the future happening simultaneously, how could we possibly know which one is ours? Which future are we going to observe and thus bring into existence? Is it predetermined or can we influence it? And if we can influence it, does that mean we have the power to shape our own future? Quantum physics suggests that there may be multiple versions of the future happening simultaneously, but how could we possibly know which one is ours? These are the questions that push us to further explore the intriguing world of quantum physics and time. In a universe where the future has already happened, where does that leave our concept of free will? This question has puzzled philosophers, scientists, and thinkers for ages. Let's dive into the deep end of this conundrum. If the future is predetermined, as the theory of predestination suggests, it implies that every action, every decision we make, is not really ours. Everything we do is simply part of a grand cosmic script written long before we even existed. It's like we're characters in a book, blindly following a storyline we have no control over. A rather unsettling thought, isn't it? Yet, there's a counter-argument, the theory of free will. This notion champions the belief that we are the authors of our own story, that we have the power to shape our destiny. It suggests that we're not puppets on the strings of fate, but rather, we're the puppeteers, capable of making choices that can alter the course of our lives. But here's a twist. What if both theories are right in their own ways? Consider this. We're all part of a cosmic dance, where every step is predestined, but the rhythm, the style, the flair with which we dance is entirely up to us. This fusion of predestination and free will gives us a sense of control. yet acknowledges the intricate design of the universe. Now let's bring quantum physics into the mix. According to the many worlds interpretation, every decision we make spawns a new universe, creating an infinite number of timelines. So, in a way, our future has already happened in countless different ways across countless different universes. But here's the catch. We can only experience one of these futures, the one that aligns with our choices. So, in a sense, we do have free will, but within the boundaries of a predestined multiverse. So, if the future is predestined, does that mean we are simply actors following a script we cannot change? Well, perhaps we're more like improvisational actors, adding our unique spin to a predetermined plot, making the story our own. Now, let's consider this. If the future has already happened, then what role does technology play? It's a fascinating question, isn't it? The influence of technology on our perception of time is profound. Think about it. The invention of the clock, for instance, revolutionized our understanding of time, dividing the day into measurable chunks, allowing us to plan, to anticipate, to predict. It's a simple yet powerful example of technology shaping our future. But let's go a step further. Let's think about the digital age. The internet, smartphones, and social media have drastically changed our relationship with time again. They have compressed time and space, allowing us to communicate instantly across the globe, to access information at the speed of light, and to live in a state of continuous now. In this sense, technology is not just a tool for measuring time, but a medium through which we experience it. Now, let's take a leap into the realm of artificial intelligence and quantum computing. These technologies are not just transforming our present, they are reshaping our future. Predictive algorithms are already making decisions on our behalf, from what we buy to who we meet to where we work. Meanwhile, quantum computing promises to solve problems that are currently beyond our grasp, potentially leading us into new frontiers of knowledge and understanding. So, what does this say about the role of technology in shaping the future? Well, it suggests that technology is more than just a passive observer of time. It is an active participant, a shaper of time. It influences how we perceive the future, how we navigate it, and ultimately how we create it. But remember, technology is a tool, a powerful, transformative tool, but a tool nonetheless. It is we, the users of technology, who ultimately decide its direction and its impact. We are the architects of our future, and technology is our blueprint, our compass, our paintbrush. As such, technology may not necessarily predict the future, but it certainly plays a part in shaping it. So, has the future already happened? This question, as you've come to realize, is not as straightforward as it might initially seem. We've journeyed through the illusion of time, ventured into the realm of quantum physics, grappled with the concepts of predestination and free will, and pondered the role of technology in shaping the future. Each concept brings its own perspective and complexity. The illusion of time, for instance, suggests that our perception of past, present, and future is an intellectual construct, a way for our minds to make sense of the world. If time is an illusion, then could it be that the future, in some sense, has already happened? Then we have quantum physics with its eerie world of superposition, where particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously until observed. If we apply this concept to time, it could imply that the future is already there, waiting in a state of superposition, ready to collapse into reality. The philosophical debate between predestination and free will adds another layer to the puzzle. If everything is predestined, then the future is already written, and we're just living it out. But if we have free will, then the future is a blank canvas, ready to be painted by our actions. And finally, technology. Its rapid advancement and influence on our lives is undeniable. It's reshaping our world, and in a way creating a future that is happening right now. However, despite all these perspectives, there is no definitive answer. The future, like time itself, remains a mystery, a tantalizing enigma that teases us with possibilities and uncertainties. Whether or not the future has already happened, one thing is certain: our understanding of time and space continues to evolve. As we journey into the future, whatever it may hold, we carry with us the power to shape our own destinies.